Good evening, everyone. You are watching the Anything Bucket on WRPBiTV. And tonight in our studio, we have a guest that's going to help us to make the mind-body-soul connection and to enhance our personal and professional life. Please welcome professional reader, Miss Lauren Quinn. Lauren, welcome.
Thank you.
And we're excited that you're here, and we were talking before the show about how you got on your spiritual path, because not everybody wakes up one morning and says, I'm going to help others with their spirituality and to get in touch with their divinity, and I'm going to go become a reader. So tell us a little bit about how it started for you.
About 20 plus years ago, I started reading different types of spirituality. Paganism, Wicca, different types of rituals and how they interrelate with Catholicism and how it's all basically the same. And about 3.5 years ago, I walked into New Age books and things, and their other reader happened to be no longer there that day, and I walked into a whole path of helping people, and it became very rewarding.
Fantastic. And I know you were telling us a little bit about your background, how like the corporate America and your accomplishments, being a senior executive at age 25. A lot of people dream about that, and then they say, but there's got to be more to life than this. Was that your case? That's what led you onto the spiritual path, that there was more to it than just being that executive director, having the title?
It did, actually. When I started reading, I started realizing how you can change and affect people's lives just by purely guiding them. And we're also starting, my partner and I, Janice, the other reader at the store, are starting a national company called aceofcupsgroup.com, where we have 40 plus readers right now, and we're launching it nationally. And ironically, the business background that I've obtained, I never thought the two would come together so well, because we're marketing, and yet it's that sort of high wire balance, but we're also taking very good care of our advisors. We're not doing what everyone else is doing in the corporate portion of it and the psychic hotline portion. We are taking care of our advisors at the same time making smart business decisions, using optimization and a different business model than it's ever been done.
Fantastic. That sounds like it's going to be great, the whole idea, Ace of Cups, and that you have the 40 people and a national, reach. And it just shows you how far we've come. And it shows, too, that when you take your passion and you put it into action, you can have success. Tell us also, who have been some of the influences? You said you did a lot of, reading of philosophy and different things. Who have been some of your bigger influences?
Eastern philosophies and Buddhism has been interesting to me, about calming down. Their philosophy of sort of everything else is a lot larger than we create what's larger. And it's also about manifesting. Anything can be manifested. If we set our minds to something and create that goal in our minds, you just have to keep going no matter what hiccups come along the way. And
that combines into the idea of Napoleon Hill. I don't know if you're familiar with Think and Grow Rich.
No.
But his big thing is what the mind can conceive and the heart can believe you can achieve. And that's the idea behind manifesting too, is that you perceive it in the subconscious and bring it out into the consciousness and then take action to bring it into your life. It's kind of about what you think about expands. And talking about expanding our spirituality, Lauren's going to treat us to a very special gift, and she's going to do a quick reading and explain what she's doing with me to you, the audience.
Okay, and what is your sign?
I am a Leo.
You certainly are, Leo. You know how to roar. I'm shuffling the cards, and then what you'll do is you'll cut them into 3 piles and restack them however you'd like.
1, 2, 3 piles, and I'm going to stack them which way?
However you'd like.
And over that way.
Okay. Huh. You're trying to find a lot of balance. New marketing ideas. You're very stubborn at times.
She's got me pegged.
And very obstinate, but failing is not an option for you. If something decides that it's an exercise in futility, you're the first guy to say, everybody get up off your rear end and go. Now, Gang, do you have a significant other in your life?
Not as of yet. Not as of yet.
Okay, well, there could be a Scorpio coming up for you. Scorpio, and that's a karmic match. Karmic match, you've been a little guarded in that area, but you're a strong business mind, very dominant. You know how to dominate. At the same time, you're very happy-go-lucky. You want everybody around you to be just as happy-go-lucky as you are, very adventurous. Are you going on a trip?
Not as of yet. I have on my bucket list a trip I want to take to Machu Picchu.
And you're going to go to the top of that mountain. Everything's about success, and you meet a challenge wisely. You can take a little bit of money and create an empire.
All right, that's good. That's good news to hear. And that's basically a reading. That's what you would do when they came to the studio. I know you would go more in depth explaining which cards were picked and what they represent.
Or they ask questions, and it depends on the person. Like some people will see the tower and they'll go, "Oh gosh, what is that?" I said that can merely be frustration. It's not always everything's falling down around you, and that's the other person's perspective as well. You know, if they think negatively, negative things will happen, and some people perpetuate that in a reading. They'll say, "Oh, well, that's bad," and automatically go to a bad place. I'm like, no, that's merely a little bit of frustration that you can get over and learn not to be so guarded.
And one of the great things too is that the cards are just a guide. It's not set in stone. This is going to happen now.
Right.
This may happen, but if you see something bad in the cards, you can do something to alleviate that or even eliminate it. You know, knowledge, as we say, is power. And that's the idea of the card reading is to have the power, to have the knowledge, to have that guide. And you pegged it. I mean, these cards pegged me perfectly. Yes, I am stubborn. This is the way we're going to do it, and this is how it's got to be done because this is my way, and if you don't like it. And then there were times that, well, you know what? That's an interesting perspective. And through my own spiritual path, I've learned that's something I have to do more of. What have been some of the enlightenments that you've had on your spiritual path?
What I realized is that no one's in charge, like you said. The cards are a tool. Some people come to me and they say, well, you know, what do the cards say? I said, the cards don't really say anything without me. And Janice, my business partner, says, well, my cards don't talk. You know, it's not necessarily about what the card, you're a conduit to convey a message that might be helpful at the time on their life path or the other person's life path. And for me personally, I never, you know, sometimes there's frustration in dealing with people just like you would in business or anything else. But at the end of the day, there is so much reward in actually seeing a great outcome when you've helped someone with a hiccup or something in their life.
Oh, that's the greatest achievement, when you can lift somebody else up and help them to believe in themselves or help them to overcome an obstacle. And that's probably some of the greatest things that you see in the work that you do, is person comes in and they're having financial issues per se. And you tell them, listen, you know, you're paying me to do the reading, don't come every week.
Exactly.
You know, come maybe once a month, or as you believe you need that help. And I admire you for that, because there are a lot of people out there that would come in and just take the money, take the money, take the money, and not realize it. By me taking the money, I'm not really helping them.
Right, because some people get caught up in the financial issues, or you know, if they're having financial issues, then obviously stop spending all this money on me and maybe do a little bit of your homework, because sometimes people do become too dependent on the reader, thinking that they are responsible for, you know, what happens to them instead of taking their own responsibility.
You are the messenger, and it's up to the person coming to you to accept that message. And if they want to get the messages, what's the best way they can connect with you?
Do you mean getting in contact at the store?
The store, or as you get the website going, Ace of Cups and the other things, how can they find you?
It's New Age Books and Things. And do you want me to give you the address?
Yeah, definitely. The address, phone number, however they can set up an appointment.
4505 North Federal Highway, Oakland Park, Florida. Phone number is 954-771-0026. And aceofcupsgroup.com will be launching in the next few weeks on a national basis.
Excellent, and we look forward to seeing that. And in closing, Lauren, do you have a positive message you'd like to give to the audience?
Luck is when hard work meets opportunity, and it's taking responsibility in your own life and manifesting the things that are good for you and everyone around you.
And we want to thank Lauren for being here on the Anything Bucket, and we remind you to get centered, to get balanced, and always stay positive.